Did you ever think this day would come? Moving day. It's finally time to move. Oh my gosh, let's get ready. Are you ready? I'll make sure you're ready. Hi everybody, I'm David Taylor. Welcome to Taylor's Tuesday Tip and Tour. You never thought this day would come, did you? Finally, it is time to move into your new home. You started looking at homes on your phone or on your iPad 18 months ago. Then 3 months ago, we got into a car, we drove around, we looked at houses, we went in, we looked out, we went around, we looked at the garage, we looked at the grading. We finally got excited and made an offer. Then we got an inspection done. Then an appraisal. Your loan got approved. It's time to move. Whew. Does seem like a long time, and it can be a long time. But now it is the final step, moving day. So I want to prepare you for the really 3 steps or so that you need when you are buying a home as far as moving. So maybe 4. Okay, so the one that I just thought of that probably you need to do is if you're moving out of an apartment or you're moving out of a condo or a house, if there's a homeowners association or a management company, you need to let them know you're moving out. They like to know that, okay? And they may want a move-in fee or a move-out fee just to make sure that you don't do any damage. So, forgot about that. The other 3. So, let's say that we're closing on June 30th. That is my preferred closing date for every single video that I do. And you're closing and you're gonna get the keys and you're gonna move in immediately, or you're moving in 5 days later, it doesn't make a difference. Figure out what that move-in day is going to be and call movers. Yes, getting on the schedule for movers is really, really, really important because they tend to fill up, especially if it's a Friday. They're busy over the weekends, especially if it's the end of the month because they're busy at the end of the month. And especially in the spring, March 30th, April 30th, September 30th, October 30th, busy times for people moving in Chicago. There's a lot of leases that begin those days or end those days. So you've got people moving in, moving out, and the moving companies get busy. So get on their calendar, pick up the phone, call them, go on their website, fill out a form, and make sure you have that planned. If you're not going to hire movers, but you're going to do it yourself, if you're going to be renting a truck, do the same thing. Go to, whether it's uhaul.com, budget.com, whatever. Get a truck reserved. You do not want to end up without a way to move your king size bed and your sofa and all the other things that need to be moved. So that's number 1. Get on the schedule. Number 2 is you want to schedule your utilities to be turned on. And if you're moving out of an apartment or condo or house or whatever, you're gonna want to schedule those to be turned off too. So again, you're closing on June 30th. You want to schedule the utilities to go on in your name on that day. So whatever that closing day is, June 30th. Now, whoever's selling the home, they're turning off their utilities, and they're basically, nobody goes out there and turns the switch and says, okay, no electricity. They're just basically transferring things. So, 8 a.m. or whatever on closing day, you are going to have the utilities in your name, and that is exactly what you want. There is nothing worse, and I have had this, not me personally, but I have had other clients who've done this. They've forgotten to turn it on, and they moved in a week or 2 weeks later after closing, and the utility company did turn off the electricity, which really stinks in the middle of August. Quite literally will stink because it's so darned hot, or can be so darned hot. And you're moving and you have no electricity, you have no air conditioning, you are not a happy person. So make sure you schedule the utilities to go on in your name on closing days. Closing day. That's number 2. Number 3 is we're going to schedule a final walkthrough of the property prior to closing. So Again, if we're closing on June 30th, let's say that we're closing at 1 p.m. We're going to try to do the walkthrough at 10 or 11 a.m. Now, if we're closing at 8 in the morning, which does happen every now and then, we'll probably do the walkthrough the night before, and it also depends upon your work schedule and whatever else. But we want to make sure that we can do the walkthrough as close to closing as possible, because the moment you sign the final document and they say, congratulations, you own a home, you get the keys, you also got everything with the house. So if a tree fell on the house because there was a storm the night before closing, and you didn't know about that until you walk into your backyard the next day, guess what? That's your responsibility. And I've had that happen. It happened on a seller of mine. We were closing at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and the buyers did their walkthrough at 10 a.m. and lo and behold, pine tree had fallen. Didn't fall on the house, thank goodness, but it was in the backyard, and the buyer said, you gotta get rid of this. And we did. We scrambled, we made sure that that happened. I've also had sellers, as you're a buyer, never have to worry about this. It's just strange, but my sellers, my buyers, everything's great. My sellers, had movers back into the drywall and damaged the wall. People have taken out railings as they're moving the bed or the dresser down the stairs. So there's all sorts of things that can go wrong, and we don't want you to walk into your new home, which is supposed to be an exciting day, and discover that something is wrong. Now, if we discover that there's something wrong prior to closing, kind of does mar the excitement, but we can make sure that the seller fixes it and takes responsibility for that. Okay, so short video. I'm not going to go on and on because this is it. Basically, schedule the truck, schedule the utilities, final walkthrough, and then if you're moving out of an apartment or a condo where there's a homeowners association, let them know ahead of time so that they're not surprised. And I guess conversely then, this might be step 4B, if that's 4A. 4B is if you're moving into a condo, let the homeowners association know ahead of time that you plan on moving in so that they're prepared. They have elevators, they're gonna pad the elevators with moving quilts and so on and so forth. Okay, so if you have any questions, leave them down below, or feel free to give me a phone call or send me an email or a text message. Happy to help however I can. And don't forget to subscribe. We have new videos every Tuesday. Thanks for joining us for Taylor's Tuesday Tip and Tour.